Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Wednesday. Of course, let's head across to our friends over in South Australia in particular. Of course, been with the four-time champs over there in that competition. Of course, that's the Kensington District Cricket Club, and of course, we've got two very special guest joins right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks both for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Will. Good to be here.
Firstly, congratulations on a bit of a dynasty over there at the moment in the cricket wise. How does it feel to win the fourth premiership recently?
I'm going to throw over to the 10-time premiership captain, Sarah Lowe.
Yeah, it's pretty special. I think, the group's definitely enjoyed it. We sort of won the three in a row and the group were pretty set straight after the game almost to make it four, and we've worked pretty hard to get here. So I think it's a nice reward for effort, and really is a great end to the season we've had. And it's been great to reflect on our couple of weeks post-season of what we've achieved.
Tell us a bit about the season. I know it's going to sound really silly considering you've done this three times, been the hunted in the last couple of seasons. So, how was the season? I'm assuming it wasn't all smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing. It sounds like it could be smooth sailing, Will, but it's definitely not smooth sailing. In fact, no season has been smooth sailing, but that's where the beauty lies, because we kind of pride ourselves on not having smooth sailing, but really responding to what a season can dish out, which is lots of trials and tribulations. But obviously, there's lots of successes in there. We are successful, but not everything's perfect. So it was definitely not smooth sailing. But when you look back on it, each year's had its story. And part of that story has been all the challenges that we've had. We're humans, we're playing a sport, so there's human challenges, there's sporting challenges, but we love each of those four premierships have a great story. And this last one we just had was probably, if I can say, was even more meaningful because there was enough challenges from a human perspective and our players that had to overcome off the field. And to see us all celebrating at the end was probably a celebration of who we are as people as much as the premierships.
I think Jamie's captured it really well, and that's something, we really look at is the on and off field side of things. But I think, even just looking at the team we had 5 different players in the 12 in the grand final compared to the year before. So I think the way the group came together, we managed that change, and we brought in some new players. We had a few internationals over from the UK, which was obviously great to have their experience within the group. But, I think it wasn't the same team, it wasn't the same process, and it was really nice to get that same result. We started the year really well. We then had a bit of a break for T20 cricket, and then came back to the one-day stuff, and we're probably our results probably 50-50 for the last half of the season, and then sort of played our best cricket in the semi-final, and had a really good grand final to get the job done.
Was the last game of the season, when you lost to West Torrens, was that the wake-up call that you needed, considering you to be badly got beaten?
I don't know if it was necessarily a wake-up call. As I probably touched on, we were a little bit up and down, sort of the back end of the season. The contracted players are around towards the end of the year. West Torrens are a team that have got some players with X Factor, and, they probably had a good day out. We'd been a little bit lean with the bat for the few weeks before, and didn't get the job done again in that last minor round game, but I think we sort of backed ourselves in and knew that what was ahead, we had finals ahead of us, and we could prepare ourselves to get the job done there. Lots of panic stations, we've been through it before, which probably worked to our advantage.
The grand final, you played Glenelg. Glenelg batted first and scored 92. Were you comfortable with where you were at in regarding to the score that you had to get?
I think, if you start the day and say you're chasing 92, I think you're going to be very happy. And I think, the bowlers and fielders did an unbelievable job. We were pretty clinical with the ball. Got the job done. We created a few extra chances as well. If you are being really critical, you probably could have had them out for, 10 or 15 less even. And then, obviously got the job done with the bat. It would have been nice to do it with 10 wickets in hand, but kept the crowd in it. And had a few dismissals.
And look, Glenelg's a good Will Glenelg's a good outfit, right? So it's a grand final. Even in semi-finals, you expect a challenge. We've got if you're in the top three, come at the end of the year and you're playing a do or die semi-final or grand final, we would expect some sort of arm wrestle and response. But I think what we've really enjoyed is we defend really well and we find a process how if we are in trouble, we know exactly how to get out of it. And again, we were challenged in the semi-final, we were challenged in the grand final. A little blip on the radar doesn't mean that just points downwards and we're done. I thought, to our credit, we didn't do it perfectly, but we found a way again just to ice the game, and that's what we've done a number of times over these last 4 or 5 years, which has been excellent. So almost those games, the semi-final and grand final, if I can say that's how the season was, they're actually a true reflection of the season. We were challenged in the semi-final. We should have never won, yet we should have won. And then in the grand final, we bowled really well. We expected a challenge and we got the job done. It just reminds us of how we play, but also the season at hand, because it's really close and you just have to keep your composure. So both those finals were a good reflection anyway of how we play in the season.
Sarah, are your two catches that you had in that game in Glenelg's batting, which actually probably two very important batsmen you actually caught and dismissed. Which one was the better one?
Well, the first one I basically swallowed, so I think the second one definitely. Very happy to hold on to the first one and get one of their key players out, in Ellie Johnson. So yeah, I think that was pretty important. Obviously, early on you want to take those wickets and capitalise on those opportunities. So I was happy to hold on to both of them, but yeah, I think the second one is probably a bit smoother. Both pretty regulation.
Talk to us about Courtney Neal, who opened your bowling, who I know pretty well from playing down here in Melbourne. Tell us a bit about her performance, especially out of 8 overs. She had 3 maidens, 2 for 15.
Yeah, she was excellent. I think, Cordo's someone that is a fierce competitor. She bowls fast. She plays hard. She's been really important for us as a team and a club since moving over here. And I think, the way she sort of put the team on her back to start the game was really critical in setting it up, and got those key couple of wickets, as you said, was really economical, struggled to score, created more chances and really set the tone. And I think as a bowling group and a team, if Courtney's up and about, we all sort of follow with our chest out and shoulders back behind her. And it's really great to see. And, she's had really important roles with the bat and in the field as well. So it's great to see her continue to grow and having more and more impact with us and at the state level too. So she's a great player and we're really, she was excellent in the game.
Now, the batting, you finished with 5 for 93, just after 31 overs. Tell us a bit about Elsa Barnfather's batting, or 26 not out.
Yeah, she was obviously really pivotal with the partnership she had with Shay Daly, and came in at number 5. She was one of the players we had over for the UK that came post-Christmas and was part of the Joe Root Academy, and spent a lot of time playing cricket in the summer. It's a big commitment, and she was really driven in terms of what she wants to achieve and how she goes about it. And I think the innings she had both in the semi-final and the final were a really great reward for the body of work she put in for that 3-month period. And I think it was a testament of her character. She played smart cricket, swept the spinners really well, and rotated the strike when she needed to, just to make sure we got across the line, and had a really important partnership with Shay at the other end, and helped her play her natural game too.
Oh, look, she's played some pivotal roles through the season, and once again, what she did was what we've seen from her from other games. So again, we feel really comfortable, and it was lovely to see Shay Daly, who plays in the UK with Elsa. So for them to be out there being UK teammates at their club over in the UK to then finish off in Australia was lovely. It was just a nice touch, story within the story. But to see them both go about it, we were 5 in the 5 for 50s. They suddenly iced the game really well, great connection, and just doing what they have done really well. Shay had a great year with the bat, I thought, just not in terms of the amount of runs, but in terms of what she did in games. And again, it was a real reflection of how we played, as we relied on those two just to finish the game, and they did that really well. So she goes back to UK after having a season with us as a Premiership player is pretty special for her.
So, who got to hold the shield first?
I guess technically me as part of the formalities post game, and then it's not really something you want to let go of. So, no, it's certainly done the rounds with plenty of photos, and yeah, we enjoyed the celebrations that followed, and our men's first grade won their premiership as well the following week. So it's been a great couple of weeks for the club in terms of celebrating those first grade premierships and the end of season events that come with it. So it's been really nice to share it and feel a lot of support from the club and its community.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to be there. I'm only there for the warm up because I was playing a semi final myself. So it's not a regret; it's a disappointment. But I've had to do that every odd year we've won the premiership. I haven't been able to be there. So even in the first or second year we won a T20 flag, I was playing across the road, so I didn't get to necessarily see that. And then got the first one of the four. I was there. Second one not until the last ball last year, and then this year I wasn't there. So it's been just the way it's run. But what we love about this playing group is that I actually don't need to be there. It would be beautiful to be there because I love seeing them celebrate. But under the guidance of Sarah Lowe, leadership of Jakara Hill and Rachel Church, who was away this year as our spiritual leader. She was away in Queensland working, and she's a 4-time best wicketkeeper in the competition. She came back to coach that day while I was away, just especially from Queensland to come down, come for training, come for the game. So, yeah, again, stories inside the story, but it was great to see the girls all walk back to the cricket club where I was playing, all celebrating. It wasn't ideal moment, but yet it was a great moment seeing them all come back to the club, premierships, drink in hand, shield in hand. Special to see them do it, and they do it on their own. That's a great thing. They're self-run, and come game day, that's how they do it really well because they're independent of any coaching that they're given.
I'm assuming you eventually got the medal from them. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I did. I did eventually get the medal. I got the medal. It's the medal is an important material thing, but if I didn't get one, I wouldn't be that fussed because it's just honestly what you see these girls do and who they are very special. So just see them so happy, and there's a sense of relief, right? They are the hardest working playing group. I know every club will say that, but honestly, it's testimony to these girls how hard they work, and they don't love me all the time because I probably maybe poke and prod them to keep giving what they can, but to see them come back just absolutely proud and relieved and excited at the same time is that's the medal around my neck.
So, Sarah, so you did get to hold the shield. How much love did the shield get on the day, and did you kiss it?
Yeah, definitely kissed it. Absolutely. There might have been 1 or 2 drinks consumed off of it too.
Oh,
which is not the easiest thing, but after 4 years, we've had a little bit of practice, so it's getting a bit. And it makes for a good charcuterie board. So we've had some nibbles on it the next day too. So yeah.
Do you have the shield there?
It's very versatile. It's not just a shield. We've got it right here too. So it's.
Oh, okay. I can see what you're talking about. Drinking out of that.
Yeah. So, the club's a little bit messy after that, but that's what it's all about. So yeah.
And then the medals. How long did both you wear your medals around your neck for? Did any of you sleep with it, and did you bite on it?
All of the above. What's the question?
That was the question.
No, I just don't. Yeah, all of the above. In fact, it wasn't for the day or night. Slowly, I think we were still wearing it pretty comfortably after a few days.
We all went for dinner the Monday night. Everyone had it on at dinner. We had like the SACA awards night the Wednesday night. Everyone had them on there in the room, given we'd played. So, it was nice to probably ruffle a few feathers, but we'd done the hard work and sort of nice to walk into the room with that around your neck. It's a nice accessory for any event.
Out of the 4 premierships that you've won, which one is a little bit more? And can you give us like a brief of each of the premierships that you've won in regard to like season wise?
Tough question. I think just to reflect on the first one, we basically had quarterfinal games for the last 3 to 4 rounds. Leading up to a sort of midpoint of the season, we're a bit not down in the dumps, but we're a long way off a finals team and being competitive and not certainly the best version of ourselves. We worked really hard and played some really good cricket under pressure to finish those minor round games. Won a clutch semi-final against Sturt, who we beat again in this year's semi. Again, a game we shouldn't have won, but found a way, and I think that's built a lot of belief and has been consistent across the last few years and held us in good stead. I think that one was really important. It was obviously the first. It's kind of special. There hasn't necessarily been a lead up or one before it, and that sort of thing. To go, back to back in it was a rain affected game. Again, we were I'd finished second, maybe top team had gone through. Had done it the hard way. The game was very much in the balance. We were on and off with rain. We obviously needed to play to get a result so that we could get the shield. Adelaide probably had a little bit more in their favour, and if they didn't get back on, it was theirs for the taking. So I think the way we went about that, we sort of pushed ourselves and went out there in the conditions knowing they weren't easy, and it was probably quite a big risk to fail, but we knew that the ultimate reward was going to make it worthwhile. So I think that was really special in that game. I think year three, the grand final and the season as well, we finished top. We finished top. So we'd sort of not done that before. It was a bit of a different lens. Didn't have to play a semi-final. The semi-final was a really close game. West Torrens came through, as you touched on earlier, a team with some X factor. We knew they were going to be hard to beat with their quality players sort of stood up and did what they could do. The game was unbelievably close. They needed 3 runs off the last over with 1 wicket to go. We managed to get that wicket without a run being scored, and we definitely, that game ebbed and flowed considerably. I think we probably stole a victory there, which made that really special. And as Jamie touched on this year, I think the external stuff was pretty significant in terms of some of the things that the group had dealt with, and really come together as a collective to be stronger. We'd had a lot of change in terms of personnel. We not started the season really well, and then as you touched on, sort of lost a couple of games we would have liked to have won towards the end. Another clutch semi-final that we were out of the game in and found a way, and I think winning 4 is pretty special, and it's the first time we chased as well, so slightly different in that regard. That's sort of my take on it. I'm not sure if you've got anything to add, Jim.
No, Sarah's covered it really well. That no team has won it from top. So every time you finish top, you got beaten by us. And then the team, when we did win it, it was great to win it finishing top. And secondly, no one had won it chasing. So no one's won it chasing either, and we did it this year. So just small things that I think is important. And that first year, the run of 4 has always got a special moment. But through all of it, everyone will put their hand up and say Kensington's not the best team list. We're just not as endowed as some of the teams, as much as there's talent there, obviously, but it's nowhere near like some of them boast. But that's almost our little badge of honour as well. We think we've got a great team connection and we play really well as a team. So we think that's always been some of the things that we like to talk about, is just give us a chance on game day and we'll show you how good a team we can be. So all of those premierships had a story to them. So it's always hard to separate, Will. Definitely always hard to separate which one's better.
What does it mean to represent Kensington, considering, everything that the team has gone through over the last 3 to 4 seasons in this amazing dynasty run? What does it mean to represent Kensington District?
Yeah, it's something that's really special, and it's something that I'm really grateful for. I started playing at Kensington when I was 9, which is a little while ago now. I've grown up in the club. I've seen people like Jamie Pinelli go about it over that period of time, and a lot of great people have played for this club on field. There's been a lot of great people that support and love this club, and it's something that's a place that's really special to me, and I'm really thankful for the experience I've had at Kensington, how it's supported me as a person and a cricketer. And it's not always been easy or straightforward, but I think when you get a little bit older like me, you do reflect a bit more, and certainly put a lot more value on that. And yeah, it's a great club. There's nowhere else I'd want to be. And yeah, hopefully there's one or two more premierships to come as well.
You definitely don't have long enough, Will, for me to answer that question, because it's club is a great deal to me. But the answer to the question, well, it's about belonging to me. This is family. This is where we belong. So all I've thought about is, because they gave me such a sense of belonging, this is all about serving and giving back. So this is about serving this great club because of what they've given. So and one of them is expanding out to a part of the club, and a really important part of the club, in the female program. So it's been, yes, there's been premierships, there's been team success, personal success, but I'll be honest with you, what I've shared with our club in the female space is equal to anything I've personally felt. Like this last 7 seasons has been a very special part of why I feel I belong at the club, because of what you get from it. More importantly, what the girls give and what everyone gives. So it's a great belonging. And Sarah Lowe is an absolute true legend of the club. So to work with her when you admire them and you admire these type of players from a distance, to get to work with her and see how she goes about it is really exciting. And to see her doing what she's doing at the stage of cricket where others probably have thought about exiting, what she's doing now. She's just won the Brownlow version, the Karen Rolton medal. She's won now for the third time. She won the Shelley Nitschke medal for the T20 player of the season. And she does get a bit of a hard time because she's one of the senior players. But deep down, I know our group has the highest respect and admiration of a player that has done everything that they wish they hope to do in their career. So we're led by the best leader, and by someone that probably does more than she says. So
great segue, Jamie. I'm going to ask Sarah, because you just mentioned it. I know it's a team game. Obviously, you captain an amazing team. Which one of the personal medals that you've won, which is multiple, means a little bit more than the other?
I think for me, I think getting recognised as the captain of the team of the year is always nice, and I think, I think it's a fair reflection of the season you've had. If you're in that position, you've performed, and I think obviously, the competition gets stronger and stronger every year, and for me, it's sort of something I like to perform week in, week out, and sort of, still want to be relevant and play a role. And I think if, you're getting selected in that sort of, across the club coaches and captains and things like that, I think it sort of shows that you are playing a role and contributing. And, I think it's nice to be recognised like that. And obviously to, be captain of that, I think it shows that you are doing something right. So, nice recognition. And, obviously very thankful to have a few highlights this season. But, definitely taken by surprise by them. And, I've enjoyed the last few weeks that's come with that.
What would be your advice to people that should head down to, hopefully, a 5-time champions next season down at Kensington District?
Some advice, did you say?
Yeah.
Don't turn up. Nah. I think obviously you want a strong competition. And I think, as I touched on, it has sort of gone from strength to strength each season. It's great to see where women's cricket is more broadly. You look across our team, we've got contracted girls like Courtney Neal and Bridget Patterson, who are sort of at the top of their game. We've got girls that have been in the system and come out. We've got young players like Indy Pinelli coming through, who are super talented and, have the cricketing world at their feet. So I think it's really exciting for the game, and I think hopefully Premier Cricket broadly continues to grow and strengthen, and hopefully teams continue to chase us and we're chasing them. And I think cricket is the winner from that, as cliche as that may be. But, we're hoping to take the T20 up as well next year. So CERT have got a couple of them, and that's probably something that's, some unfinished business that we've had for a little while too. So we're looking to chase that with the one-day double as well, which will be nice. So,
who's the comedian, the best singer and the best dancer on the team, firstly?
Comedian. would be probably Indy Pinelli. She brought a lot of vibes on and off field. Also brought me a lot of grief though with those jokes. So it's sort of
Yeah, age jokes don't go down too well.
It's hard to admit to that. In terms of singing, dancing, probably also her or Courtney.
Yes.
We've definitely got a few characters, so it's nice to see the different personalities that are on the field. And I think it's important at cricket you spend a lot of time together, a lot of time sitting. So definitely goes quicker if you're having fun and some light-hearted banter.
It would be hard to pick the best singer and dancer over the last 4 years, because what I've seen on the last weekend of the year, they're all very good dancers. They all like to sing, and they like to drink, except for the underages. But they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good dancers and singers, but there might be some that think they're a bit better than they are. So,
and lastly, question for you, Sarah. Do you have a pre-game superstition, ritual, or routine? And for you, Jamie, you mentioned about the underage players. Is there any that we should watch out for in the coming years?
I'll let Sarah answer both of them.
I wonder why. Superstitious. How long have you got? It's probably a bit too many, but I'm a little bit of a creature of habit. So breakfast is the same. Probably revealing a bit too much, but Jamie doesn't know this. My playing kit's always sort of laid out the night before. Yeah, sort of everything left side first. Yeah, it's a little bit much. Get a coffee on the way to the game. That's probably enough detail, but there is more to that. And then, yeah, like probably in-game routine as well. I think that sort of helps. Batting, bowling. So there's a few little quirks there. And I think in terms of players coming through, as we touched on, Indy Pinelli's obviously one to watch. She had a really great season. She played three underage carnivals for the year. Did really well at them. She's been away playing in the Lanning Perry series. And then we've got a really healthy group of girls coming through beyond that. And I think, yeah, we've got great role models around that group to support them. And, we've got girls dominating B grade that can't necessarily get a game in the A grade when they're making hundreds in the two. So I think that's a really healthy thing and a great problem to have, and really excited by the Liv Temmies and the Martha Roberts and the Abby Baines of the world to follow in Indy's footsteps and really have a role to play in the A grade in the coming years.
I will jump in with one superstition or routine we do have, because I'm involved with it. After practice, we do 1,000 throwdowns till we lose light every Wednesday night. So part of our routine is Sarah will pad back up, get ready, go in the nets. The light has gone literally to an inch of its life, and we are throwing, and we're using the tennis court floodlights that the tennis players spilling over into our turf nets to just give us a glimmer of light. And that's what we use for about 30 minutes. So we've said that's our routine, and we've been doing it for the last umpteen years. So we're going to keep going with that. So,
for context, those nets are named after Jamie. So I think he's probably the one person that spent more time in them than me. So.
Well, both of you, thank you so much for giving up some of your time to join us. From all of us here, congratulations on winning a four-peat premiership. It was well deserved, and hopefully I'll be coming over during the summer next season to watch you in action in person this time, and hopefully be another premiership coming across. Obviously, you've already started another dynasty over there, so hopefully you can continue that into the 25-26 season.
Thanks, Will. Appreciate your support. It's been really great to share a little bit about our playing group and successes. So thanks for reaching out to, mate. We wish you the best, and hopefully this time next year we're having another chat.
No worries, and of course that's Jamie and Sarah. They're joining us from the Kensington District Cricket Club, of course, who won at the four-peat of their premiership in winning the first grade about almost a month ago now. Of course, they beat Glenelg by 5 wickets. There's more on the Smasher Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 15th year celebration.